Hello and welcome back, Boneheads. This is Rich and I'm joined once again by Ben.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. On today's episode, episode 19, we're going to be talking all about wizards, the teams from the My Dugout app, and the usual games, hobby and star players.
News updates.
Okay, so over to news. Rich, what have we got this week?
We have a Kickstarter. It's a hidden Kickstarter, I have to admit. Now, this is a dwarf team that I found, but it's hidden in amongst a load of fantasy warriors and things. Luckily, I always search for fantasy football as opposed to Blood Bowl or anything like that, and this popped up.
I assume this came up when you were looking for dwarf Kickstarters.
Of course, it's one of the things I do on a regular basis, just to upset myself further. No. So, I actually stumbled across this. They haven't got a name for them. They're literally just Dwarf Team. The guys that are doing it are called Yedharo. Probably the H is probably silent. Let's be honest.
Yedharo.
And GT Studio. So I wonder if it's an in the middle sort of a collaboration.
Dwarf Miniatures and Fantasy Football by Yedharo GT Studio.
They have got at the moment 14 players available. So 2 Troll Slayers, 2 Blitzers, 2 Runners, and 8 Blockers. That's for €59.
Okay, so that's a better price point than some.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. They're at a 30mm scale, so by the looks of it, they're a little bit smaller than you would expect.
From having a look, they are akin to the old Warhammer Fantasy size. So the new Blood Bowl things they're 32mm. The older Warhammer stuff was 28 scale. So like they're the Iron Drakes and things from AOS.
Yeah,
they're about that size.
Okay.
Which works absolutely great compared to the second edition stuff, and great on their own. But they are slightly scaled down versus the new Blood Bowl stuff. Probably like scaled down to 90%. So I don't think you'd notice. And the models, the sculpts are brilliant though.
The sculpts are fantastic. They've got a lot of movement to them. Although there are a couple of beardless dwarfs, which is really quite odd to look at.
I would hope they would have like alternative sculpts for those.
Well, instead of the shaven headed.
It's just shaven headed is fine. It's just Cuban a dwarf without a beard is. Well, it's just a shame, really. It's good to be inclusive, and that is, if that's his style and it's his personal choice, then that's okay.
Maybe they're female dwarves.
Well, no, they have beards too.
Oh, not maybe.
Yeah, you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, though.
Is it a dwarf? I have seen Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings.
I'm sure he talks about.
He does. Gimli does.
Yeah.
You can barely tell the difference because they also sound alike.
There you go.
There we go.
I wasn't sure if that was just from the book or not.
No, it is in the films as well.
So while they've got some very cool Blood Bowl players, they've got some the whole Kickstarter is a fantasy dwarf army with a separate arm, which is the Blood Bowl players, which is why Rich said it was hidden. The models themselves are really cool, so the actual dwarf army. So the dwarf shield bearers are awesome and would make great statues for Dungeon World. That's why I'm kind of tempted by them.
Okay, I see that.
It's because they look amazing.
They do look like mini armies all by themselves, don't they?
Yeah, they're like dwarves crossed with the statues from Hogwarts.
Yeah, I see that.
So we've got the dwarf team, and like you said, there's a bunch of different poses for it, but it's quite hidden.
But they are good. They are fun. There's been quite a bit of effort put into them. They have also done a star player, which you can buy for an additional €15, 14 quid.
Okay, that star player looks cool. Now the faces are a little bit World of Warcraft, I think.
They are. They've almost got, for those of you who have played World of Warcraft, almost like a Draenei feel to them.
I don't know what that means, but one of their guys looks like a Thundercat.
One of their guys definitely looks like a Thundercat.
It might be the painting style, but he's got Klingon moustache and just massive Thundercat eyebrows. But that's not actually one of the dwarf players from the team, so... okay, he's weird.
Ignore the tentacles.
Yeah, no, I can see. Yeah,
I'm showing down a picture of Draenei, by the way.
Plain face.
The plain face. Yeah. So that's out and about. They've got 11 days left, and they're about a third of their way through their pledge amount that they want.
Yeah. So 3,300 against a target of 8,900. So yeah, they're about a third of the way. Now it is due to finish on Friday, June the 21st, which for once is a significant amount of time after our podcast comes out.
Very true.
To the tune of
about a week.
About 4 days. Yeah. It's normally a case of so guys, this is closing tomorrow.
You've got 3 hours. Go.
So this episode will come out on the 15th of June, and this Kickstarter finishes on the 21st. So yeah, nearly a week.
So unfortunately, looking at it doesn't look like they've had any backers at all yet for the dwarf team. Now, I think we can change that, and I have messaged them to see if we can help boost and see whether we can get some dwarf players to buy a team. In fact, Blood Bowl community at the moment is pushing Dwarf Nation.
Yeah, and Damned Nation, which I really like. Did you see that?
No.
No, that came out of the excellent Halfling team, which I want to talk about a little bit later.
Oh.
Yeah, so €59, so £52 for the Dwarf Team with 14 miniatures.
Yep.
And you have to pay postage as well.
By the looks of it, it's going to be around £7 or £8.
Okay, so it's £60 for the team.
Yeah.
So it's twice and a bit the value, the cost of the Games Workshop one.
Yes.
But, I mean, I was listening back to last episode where we talked about the incredible Punga Kickstarter and how they smashed their target, even though the Skaven team that was already out was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think this team is a really cool, older school looking team. So the actual team design makes it look more like the Dungeon Bowl dwarves,
right? Yeah.
which is really cool. So yeah, if you fancy a different dwarf team, definitely go for this one. It's 100%. Pretty decent value, and if you can get some of those cool shield dudes as well, I'd be excited.
It'll be good fun.
How do I get the shield dudes?
Yeah. Every Kickstarter.
Genuinely,
I just want that one.
I just want that one. It's half the price.
So that's the only Kickstarter out there, the only third party thing. I think there's a couple of rumblings I've seen coming through at the moment of other bits and pieces. So fingers crossed for a bit more soon.
So last time we spoke about, I keep wanting to call him Durthu, but it isn't Durthu, because Durthu is the other tree man.
It is.
So the Blood Bowl version of Durthu is Deep Root Strong Branch. We've seen him, he's been released, he's massive, comes in a billion parts.
£40.
Yeah, a lot of people love it, a lot of people aren't too fussed.
You get a lot for your money. Compared to what you do buy for £18 at Ford Road.
Well, yeah, it's like £1.50 per part. So
yeah,
you get it's basically Lego.
It is basically Lego.
You know, and Lego is expensive too.
Yeah, and fun.
Yeah, and not Legos for anyone else.
Not Legos. Yeah, no, it's not plural.
The Lego people don't like that.
They don't. It's right at the bottom of their FAQs and stuff.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
It's really wound them up at some point.
Yeah.
So anybody who does call it Legos. No one in particular. It's not.
Not allowed, Ian. Okay, so we've had that. We've seen the tree cloak, and they've spoiled the Wood Elves properly.
They have spoiled the Wood Elves proper.
So I would like to claim this one. So
it is yours.
So were you 2 or 3 in a row?
3 in a row.
3 in a row. So it's 3-1 now.
It is 3-1.
But to be fair, I've been claiming Wood Elves for a very long time. So at some point it's going to happen because they are top tier.
They are.
And it was a bit of a given that they were going to do well. We thought it was a bit of a given that they would do Tree Man, followed by the other team that could use them, but it seems like they're just skipping the Tree Man and bringing out a team just to upset twice as many players.
It does seem that way. It really does seem that way.
That said, Tree Man on a Wood Elf team is more of a B build.
Yeah.
It's more of a B build, that one.
Yeah, you don't need it at all.
In a league, you can build it up and get him, and it's a heck of a smash, but generally speaking, starting Wood Elves don't take the treatment until you're at 14, 1500 team value.
Wow.
Simon was running one, and he did a great job of converting his out of...
Colonel Hunter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he took a sword arm, so it looked like he was holding it back and had put a ball in there. It was really cool.
I like that.
It was really cool.
I'm thinking of buying the 3, because obviously I'm looking at doing the human halfling mix.
Oh, yeah.
So I want two tree men, plus with the third one I can make my own deep root.
You know what? That's very sensible.
For £25?
It's like with the troll pack, the troll.
The rock gut troggers.
Thank you. There you go. I don't speak AOS.
Right.
I did try. So yeah, like the stone trolls for Warhammer Fantasy Battle, you get a pack of 3. You've got 2 trolls, and then you've got Ripper.
Yes.
It's perfect. Unless you are planning on playing in the mixed team. With the mixed team rules that we've got, or playing in Bonehead Bowl, where you can run a mixed team, you need 4 trolls.
We do need 4 trolls.
You've got to have 4 trolls.
You've got to have 4 trolls.
But yeah, what else? What do you think?
I wasn't a fan. I know I'm not a fan of elves, but I can appreciate a good sculpt. I've gone a little bit fangirly over some Grebo Dark Elves recently, which shocked everybody.
You bought elves. That shocked more people.
I bought elves.
Yeah, you bought that wood elf dude on the stone, and then you bought the new wood elf dude with the bug on his back.
Oh.
Who's technically not an elf.
He's not an elf.
I think he identifies as an elf.
No, he doesn't.
Therefore, it's an elf.
It's a multicultural society nowadays, and we shouldn't upset people, but he's not an elf. We don't do elves.
Race fluid.
Race fluid.
Race fluid society. I like it.
Let's do that. I just don't... I think they're very similar to the Elf Union, the other elf team that's been brought out by G-Dubs. I don't think there's a lot of excitement in it. I don't get the fuss behind it. They look a little bit too flouncy. Again, I know they're elves, but I don't suppose the Norwich City uniform that they gave him was particularly great either.
Spandex.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's difficult because the Warhammer Community release, they also had the incredible police dudes for Necromunda. I know you're not really a pew pew guy.
No, I'm not a pew pew guy.
You've got to admit, they look pretty cool.
Oh wow!
The riot police guys.
No, I like them.
And
That's like he looks like
it's kind of like Judge Dredd.
Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there's some cool models there. So they released those and then followed up with the Wood Elves, which are, I think, they're well, like you said, they're beautifully well done, and they're proper Wood Elves. They're very dynamic. Their faces are terrifyingly bland, like elves are supposed to be.
Mm.
The masks are cool. I think with a different paint job, you'd like them a bit more.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I like all things trees. I've got a Sylvaneth army, and so I was hoping there might be a bit more to it, but
he's got trees coming out of his head.
He has, but that one's dancing.
Yes, but remember, Games Workshop are getting really bad at taking photos of poses, like the troll and the tree man.
Okay.
They will choose the most difficult. I'm sure they're playing a game with the Blood Bowl community. They're like, right, you've done a great job on the model, but we're going to picture it as badly as we can. Potato can it. And, see if people still buy it. And we are still buying it.
Like the guy with the eyeshadow who's not looking at where he's throwing the ball.
Well, yeah. But, NFL quarterbacks have been doing that for years.
True. No, that's very, very true. But yeah,
that one pose is a bit...
And even if you look at it from the other angle, it's still not great.
Yeah. I thought the one with the really strange nose mask was just a bad picture angle. But the other one might actually be worse. He needs fans to be doing a fan dance. Actually, it would make a really great cheerleader model.
You know what? I think it would make a great cheerleader model.
There you go. So take a couple of Elf Union catchers and just put pom-poms on these guys' hands.
Done.
Yeah, I like the masks. I think they're quite cool.
I said this when they first came out. I'm a big fan of masks.
Oh.
As a general rule, I love the sort of mystery behind masks.
So the ball chaps are clearly the throwers.
Are they ladies?
They might be. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But so the ball chaps are the throwers. The shirtless guys are the war dancers, or wood elf troll slayers.
Yeah.
And you've got the prancers or catchers.
Yeah.
And the rest are linemen, which is okay, except one of them looks like the weird little mask, like the one with the white hair.
I did see that.
I probably wouldn't use that one. I'd just go for two of the one to the left of it, which I'll admit does slightly look like garden furniture on his face. Like if you were to paint that black and just do a little bit edge highlight with metal, it would look like those
cast iron.
Yeah, it would look like that thing. Those
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, that hold up flower buckets on the side of buildings.
Fantastic. It's so true. The one in the top left looks like he's got a fin, as opposed to his hair flowing.
Yeah, I quite like. That's very Ardeneth Deepkin.
Yeah, I agree.
That's quite cool, and that's something that I've been thinking about today. Is that there's the amount of head swaps and things you can do to customize teams. This team here will do really well with some of the dark, maybe not Dark Eldar, but the Dark Elf stuff, and definitely the
Harlequins.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking the Ardeneth Deepkin guys.
Oh, yeah, they've just got that.
Yeah.
That wood elfy feel to them completely, haven't they?
Yeah. No, I like it. I look forward to them coming out. I haven't seen what they're doing star player wise or anything like that. Yeah.
Willow Rosebark.
Well, she's already coming out.
Yeah, but that's one of the wood elf ones anyway.
Yeah, I would probably. The model's okay, but I would probably use the Branch Wraith instead for a Mage Sigil.
I'm using the Branch Witch.
That's the one I meant.
The one with the
hand out.
No, that's the Branch Wraith.
Oh, okay.
No, so you've got that one.
Right.
Basically, I had a spare Branch Witch and decided to use that, and then realised I wanted a Branch Witch for my army, so I had to kit bash one.
Oh, fair enough. So the other cool thing that came out was a bit of a spoil for not Warpath. That's
Warcry.
Yeah, that's it. For Warcry, where they've got the new Crow dudes coming out.
Oh, I want to use them as a North Sevens team.
So almost every one of the Warcry models that have come out could be converted to some very cool Blood Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
So they had the Iron guys, where there's like a Chaos Dwarf guy, a Chaos Ogre, which were prime material for Blood Bowl. And now they've got these Krog guys, which, yeah, they're very bouncy, and I think you're right, I think they'd make really great Norse linemen.
Yeah, they've got, to be fair, I've got a thing about birds anyway. I've got the rooks, I've got the ravens. And so they fit my aesthetic very well. But they're fun. They really are fun, and they can work really well for either a sevens team or for adding to. You might even be able to make a Zinchi.
Yeah, I was just thinking that you could put them together with the Sarngors.
Yep.
And you could, I don't know, you could do something there.
And well, to be fair, you could use the Ogroid Thaumaturge as a Minotaur.
Yes, which you should do anyway.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that. I use it as an ogre, people. I use it as an ogre. But yeah, so then, plus the Zangors for beastmen, and then those guys for linemen. No, hold on.
I think you could use the Necromunda guys for Blood Bowl humans. I think you could do it.
I think so, but it'd be difficult to take the guns off.
Yeah, and that's why I think someone somewhere needs to do a pack of hands just for Blood Bowl. Just a fist, just a pack of fists.
Oh, someone does.
Yeah, but they're not.
They're more sci-fi, aren't they?
Yeah. Anyway, those are the things that have been spoiled in the Warhammer community in the last couple of weeks. I like the Wood Elves. I think they're going to sell brilliantly.
Agreed.
We already see a lot of Wood Elf teams at tournaments and things. I think this is going to crop up in our league because I think
Rick will have them.
Well, Rick's already got like 5 Wood Elf teams.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he won't have them.
No.
What, for 16? But of course he's
well, that's it. That's it. That's the other thing, is that you do get all the positionals.
That's quite interesting, actually.
But you will need a second box because, generally speaking, with a league team, you need more linemen than you've got there.
Right, okay.
Because you end up running 8 or 9 linemen.
Yeah.
This box will only come with 6.
Got it.
So I think you can have up to 4 catchers. So you are going for the 2 boxes to make sure you've got your positionals. So.
Not including the tree if you want the tree.
Yeah, which at some point you should. So there's some cool stuff. That's everything for miniatures, I think, isn't it?
I believe so.
Cool. So now over to shout-outs.
Shout-outs.
So we've got a couple of hello shout-outs. First of all, we'd like to say hi to Craig, who just started listening. He messaged us today and said, downloaded episode 17, 18, had a listen. We had a great chat with him. So.
Oh, completely.
Yeah. Seems like a cool guy.
He seems awesome.
Been playing Blood Bowl for a very long time. So, hi Craig, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for your kind words. And shout out to the Auckland Lakers.
Which we have been promised a completely painted team photo in the near future.
I've seen a bit of it so far. It looks really good.
Oh,
and
sweet.
He's got a team tray as well.
Oh, amazing.
I'm personally at a place where I love team trays, so that's really, really, really cool. The next shout out is from Noob with a Brush, which is a great YouTube channel from Wales.
It's one that I've just discovered.
Yes. So for Blood Bowl YouTube, definitely worth watch. They do the Rebel, so RBBL.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty well done actually. And there was a special shout out that I thought was suitable for you.
It is. So he has asked for a shout out. In fact, I'll just read it out as it is. Noob with the Brush. I'll have a shout out, good sirs. Can you call my mate Griff for picking up Wood Elves? Cheers. 100% Mr. Brush Noob with the Brush. Griff is a and anybody who picks up Wood Elves is so as well. It's amazing. It's to be fair, I think that's the best moment so far on this podcast.
I thought that was quite interesting. I even flagged up as soon as it came through. I was like, Rich will love saying that.
I still do. That might come back one day, just to say it again.
Rob from friend of the podcast, Rob from
friend of the podcast, Rob.
We'd like to shout out to a couple of tournaments he's running. He's running Secret Carnage.
I'm going.
Which you're going.
And I want more people.
In Wrexham in August?
Yes, so that is the end of August. I believe 30th. If I remember rightly. I booked the day off work and now I can't remember when it is. Let's just do a quick check, shall we? Calendar. Secret Carnage is the 31st of August because I booked off the 30th.
Yep, you booked off the Friday, so you can go up.
That's it. So yeah, that's on the 31st of August. Myself and Killer Randall are going. This is going to be Randall's first tournament. He is nagging me like you wouldn't believe at the moment to paint his team.
You've done a lot of practice as well, which is cool. Paint his team. You've not painted his team.
Nope.
You waiting for contrast?
No, I need to have a sit down and talk with him because at the moment he's he's decided on about 12 colours he wants on this, and it's just looking like a mess.
He needs one colour, which is brown.
Yes.
Have you got the brown spray?
Oh no, I still need to get the brown spray.
Brown spray, Agrax, and then you can literally just pick out some of the bits. You could even do it.
Yeah, and I think I need to just sit him down and kind of go, this is what you want to do.
Because now I love Agrax. I said this actually to
Everybody.
Craig earlier. Well, it is everybody, but I think Agrax is life. Anybody who's ever seen Star Trek with the Jem'Hadar, victory is life. Agrax is life for me. With Agrax, you can prime something, Agrax it, and then you are kind of painting by numbers.
I agree.
Because it gives you that little outline, and this is the great thing about the new contrast paints, is that they do a very similar thing. They're just like better coloured Agraxes.
Yeah.
So it does all the shading for you. But until that point, or if you've got, it's going to be great for kids, but if you do a pre-wash with Agrax or non-oil, it just defines the areas and makes it really easy for them to go, if it's brown, you do it Agrax. It's got all the shading there for you, and they can just pick out the coloured areas. Yeah. And I think that'll be really good.
I agree. I need to do something like that. I mean, Ian's the one that put me onto using a brown primer anyway, when I started doing my Sylvaneth. And obviously it's mostly wooden trees, but you can actually start...
that counts as a primer when it is the only colour.
It helped me when I was painting the green bits.
I was going to say, I think that's painted, Rich.
That was pretty much painted, but it did help to make the shapes and the different areas more identifiable to be able to do it. And yeah, you know what? That's probably a better thing for me to do for Randall.
I'll give it a go. I mean, you've got many models. It might be worth just having a crack
and just doing it all.
And just prime one, even white or something, and just Agrax it, and then let him have a go at painting some of the details.
Yeah,
it's probably not a bad place for him to start. Or you can just paint it yourself.
No. I want him to paint it. I just want him to not just throw colour at it, because that's all he's doing at the moment.
He needs two colours plus brown. Job done. So that is for Secret Carnage and Wrexham. And then Rob also wanted a shout out for Gauntlet Throwdown, which, according to Talk of Fantasy Football, is on the 6th of July in Deeside, North Wales. And it's 4 rounds. So big day that day.
Cool, 4 rounds.
That's 4 rounds in a day. It seems like pretty straightforward team builds on that one. But yeah, anyway, have a look at Talk Fantasy Football for that.
Awesome.
Done that. And the last thing Rob sort of suggested or mentioned to us was something I've not really seen yet, which was that one of the other Blood Bowl podcasts out there, Two Drunk Flings, they are doing a raffle because one of them sadly lost their father recently.
Yeah,
so they're doing a charity raffle with a whole bunch of loot. Now we've seen it. Thank you, Rob. We've dropped them.
We have. We are donating a mug, some dice from the Bonehead Bowl, as well as a Bow and Pod Mini.
Yes.
And they're running out.
So not a great amount, but it's something that
hopefully it sells a couple more tickets.
Yeah, because charities are worth your time and worth your money, 100%. And if we can help build up a bit, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah,
really
well done.
I think that's it for news today.
Ryan, he's got the Sham Bowl on Saturday the 26th of October. Oh, this is on the Book of Faces.
Oh yes, I thought of that. Ryan's also messaged us to get us to mention Sham Bowl 1, What Could Go Wrong, which is a NAF sanctioned event for 3 matches for 24 players using the UKTC, so that's the UK Team Championship 2020 rules, as a warm-up or practice event for those attending it. So if you are up for team games, have a look, or just get on Talk Fantasy Football, or just Google Sham Bowl, one word. Could be fun.
Yeah, it should be interesting. And just a random shout-out for Steve C from another... Which podcast is he? Both Down?
He is Both Down.
Both Down. So
and
Steve
World
C.
Cup Report.
And World Cup Report. Very true. So, hi Steve.
Okay, so over to hobby. Rich, what have you been playing?
I've been playing tabletop, a little bit of Blood Bowl too, but we've had 2 games between us.
We have. Both my games in the last couple of weeks have been against you.
And I've had an additional one against Milton.
Ah, fantastic. But I'm just going to go straight into the first one. So we have got the Bonehead Bowl coming up on Saturday the 29th of June in Entoyment in Poole.
It's exciting. It's scary now.
It's so cool. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm buzzing for this.
We've got 11 people signed up at the moment.
Me?
Including you. So... Whether we have evens or odds, we'll make sure that everyone can play. I will drop out if we have the spare number, so I can run it, which I'm excited by.
Awesome.
But it is a mixed team tournament. It's an optional mixed team tournament, so you can just run your one team, which I know Milton's doing.
I think someone else is looking to run just humans as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great shout.
Yeah, I like it.
But the mixed team rules are available on our website, boneheadpodcast.com. And on the Bonehead Bowl site on Facebook. If you're available or you fancy coming, please just drop us a message.
Yeah, we are getting some cracking Some cracking prizes coming through at the moment.
Absolutely.
So it's looking exciting, including if you're the worst player, you have a prize.
We have got the participation trophy all built ready for you.
Not just that, you've got the other bit coming. From our sponsor, who has said that he wants at least one of the bits that he's sending us to go as a prize to the worst player.
That's so cool.
So it's a proper consolation prize. Not only do you get the wooden spoon,
which you can display with pride.
You should display with pride.
Which I think at least 2 people have flagged up now saying that they reckon will be theirs.
Yeah, I know. There's going to be a fight for the bottom place, which is brilliant. But yeah, so we've got bits and pieces there. We've got dice we're giving away. We just ordered some tokens as well, haven't we?
Yeah, ordered the new tokens from counter-attack bases.
Yeah, same guys who supplies our trophies and the dice.
We'll have spot prizes as well, which will either be some of those prizes. We've got mugs, we've got buttons, we've got dice, we've got the actual trophies themselves.
And we're going to be getting bits and pieces from Untitled.
That's before we even get to the prize winnings.
It's going to be amazing.
It should be a really good day. So anybody else who's available wants to come along, please come along because it's going to be really great fun. But the reason we're mentioning it again for the 100th time is that we played a practice game.
We did play a practice game.
This wasn't at Entoyment. This was
here.
Before. Yeah, this was before then, and I was running my Khemri Undead mixed team.
Dead Punchy.
Yeah, Dead Punchy with 4 Tomb Guardians and 2 Mummies.
Oh, it was brutal.
It was really interesting.
It was very interesting.
And
I played with my Chaos and Norse, the Bastion Stair Ravens. Where I discovered that I don't need 2 guys with Juggernaut because for the last 2 years I've been playing Juggernaut role.
I did tell you.
Yep. I now know.
Tackle.
Yes, I think that's where I'm going.
Tackle.
And
Strength 4 frenzy guy with tackle running around at the back of the field is a great safety. So we played the game and we played with skills. So the skill set is 4 skills, and depending on the teams that you take, the tiers tell you whether you can have 2 doubles or 1 double or no doubles, basically. So it's a really tight build. You can't quite get everything you want, but you can do a lot more than you normally can. Yeah. It wasn't too crazy to play with those skills. It worked out really well. I mean, we played many mixed teams between us, with Rick. We played loads of games like that. But the tournament build felt good, felt right. It was a close game. It was 1-1 in the end.
It was 1-1 in the end.
When I finally remembered how to cage.
Yes, it did take a few turns.
Oh, awesome.
And you just slowly drudged your way downfield. I couldn't do anything about it.
Incredible. It was great fun. It was really good fun. And that's why I'm so excited for Bonehead Bowl.
Yeah, it kind of enforced what we thought we already knew.
It's Blood Bowl at 120%.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It was good.
And there'll be prizes and just awesome builds and teams. We're seeing some of the teams that are coming through.
We got Joe. Joe, who's the gentleman who introduced me, you and I, to Entoyment.
Yes.
Initially, he's been coming back and forth to me all week, in the last 2 weeks, with regards to his builds, and he's building a dugout.
Is he one of the guys that are running all the trolls?
No.
Oh, see, that's it.
No, it's not. No, I know the guy you're on about. No, it's not.
And there's Ben, who's running many trolls as well.
And there's our Ben.
Oh, that's so cool.
Our new guy, Ben. He's running all the trolls.
So many cool builds. I'm going to make sure that I do a team profile on anybody that attends that will let me. I would love to do little bits of interview for our YouTube channel as well.
That'd be amazing.
But again, it just depends on whether they're willing. If not, I could blur their face out and do that annoying thing with their voice that you get on crime shows.
I tried a 2-die block and it didn't work out.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And yet another reason why I need a soundboard.
That would be incredible.
So
that would be incredible.
So we had a great game. That was great.
Sorry. It was really good fun.
And I just can't wait to see some of the other teams. Because I think there's like 270 different combinations available.
It's insane. It's incredible what's possibly out there, and from what I've seen from other people at the moment, there's a lot of.
It's not broken.
It's not at all.
This is the most exciting thing about it. Anyway, that was our Bonehead Bowl practice game, which was cool. And then we also had a horrific game at Entoyment.
No, I had a horrific game at Entoyment.
I felt bad.
Ben has never seen Entoyment. He's trusted me in relation to staging these tournaments at Entoyment, and this was his first opportunity to actually go down and have a little shifty.
Make sure that we had the space to run and have everything set up and be organised and make sure everything's being TO'd well, because it's important to me that we run the tournament well.
No, I agree. Same as me.
And the location's amazing.
It's incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible.
Huge tables, loads of them. The stock downstairs. Because where we've grown up, we've either had very tiny model shops or Games Workshop. And Games Workshop just has Games Workshop stuff, and it's really well run. The Southampton one is brilliant. I love it. Have for like 25 years or whatever. But this is a heck of a game shop. Like, the entire downstairs is literally shelves packed full of games. There's even Adeptus Titanicus there. I bought a Dwarf Team. That was cool, so I can build my other mixed team.
But there's no space. It's literally everything.
Everything
is
is
shoehorned into these shelves.
Beautiful.
It's wonderful. But half of it is literally board games.
Yeah.
The first half is board games with a little bit of paint. The rest of it is just miniatures.
It was cool to play upstairs with a load of other people, including a guy I worked with 10 years ago, which was quite cool.
Yes, it's odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Small world.
It's like, hi Jen. That was pretty cool. So we played, I played my 4th season Skaven team against your 3rd season Renegade team.
Yes.
And I got all the luck, to be fair.
There were 3 times, or twice in particular, where I managed to successfully sack Ben's ball carrier with my lowly goblin.
Oh, that goblin needs to die.
It does. He's got my goblin with 2 heads, so he's 2+ing everywhere. But every time it finished bouncing, it landed on a gutter run.
And sometimes it bounced like 4 or 5 times.
And it ended up
went
on
to
a
this
gutter
guy,
run.
bounced from him, went to this guy, failed, and then just ended up on a gutter run almost every single time.
And then you just look at it and go, right, well, that's the end of that one.
And that's a touchdown.
It's just gone.
And then
you had that blitz.
Touchdown. The blitz was amazing. Was that the first? Yeah, it was very first of the game. I was kicking
No,
him.
it was the second one.
That's right. No, can't have been. Did I not score on turn 1?
The first one was throw a rock. No, that was the first. Hold on.
Yeah, no.
That was the first turn of the second half. Wasn't it?
No.
Was the first turn the actual one-turn touchdown? Oh, it was always going to be.
Well, it wasn't actually a one-turn touchdown because it was a blitz. Because I used kick, positioned the ball well, got paid off with a blitz, blitzed in, positioned, did a little scathing cage with a gutter runner, caught the ball, you took out some dudes, and then I just ran it in for a touchdown because by that point you're within range, which was cool. Then reset up, kick to you, and I just got really lucky with all my defence.
It wasn't ideal. It really wasn't ideal. But
quote of the night was when you were like, if this was BB2, I would have rage quit by now.
100%. And that was at half time.
And that was only 3-0.
It was just everything was going wrong. But yeah, I think I would have rage quit. If it was BB2, I would have rage quit. I had enough.
Honestly, literally everything I went for worked out.
Yeah.
Which has never happened before.
Well,
I don't think I failed.
I don't know whether that's your
rolls.
luck or my luck as soon as I leave Hampshire.
As soon as you leave Hampshire, your dice are just appalling.
It's just atrocious.
It's incredible.
They're turncoats. It's like they don't like leaving home.
So, yeah, that was 5-0 and a bit painful.
It was very painful.
It was good fun.
You were just lucky that you were driving. Because there's half a chance I'd have left you.
Yeah, it's quite a walk. But
no, it was good fun. The whole evening was quite.
It was cool to see Entoyment. It was really good. Really loved that. That's everything I've been playing. What about you?
I played against Milton.
Ooh.
Against his undead. So it's his.
This is a new team.
This is my new Orc team. So this is their 3rd or 4th match.
Yeah, something like that.
I want to say it's either 3rd or 4th match, and it was Milton's 3rd, I think. So brand new teams.
He's running his undead.
He is running his undead. A couple of ghouls, a knight, a white, even a knight. I've got Bretonians on the brain.
Undead knights.
Undead knight, and a couple of mummies. And it was just a bad night for him, unfortunately. I won it 1-0 in the end, but I injured a mummy. He didn't regen.
I did hear about this.
Nothing bad. He's alright for the next game, but I did kill a white that didn't regen.
Yeah, that's brutal.
And I think it was 4 or 5 injuries on the night in the end.
However, the good thing about the undead team is where you do have that regen, you do tend to keep up the gold. So when a guy does actually, you are statistically having half the people die that you would normally have as a team.
Fair.
And most of them got armor 8, so you don't lose that many players permanently. So it won't take him long to replace that white.
No.
And they're good positionals anyway, so I don't think it had leveled up. So it was
I
vanilla
don't
white.
believe it had.
Yeah, so 80, 90k, something like that.
Yeah,
so one more game, if he's already spent some money, he'll be able to get another one. And by now, he's got probably 3 ghouls.
He has got 3 ghouls.
Yeah.
He bought his 3rd ghoul just for the match.
Yeah, because I provided the minis like a pusher. No, that's cool. So
that was my first win with the Orcs this season. 2 draws and a win.
How about hobby? Have you been doing any hobby?
I've done a little bit more on my Chaos Norse. I've actually started painting the Chaos Warriors that I've got on there.
So we are, oh my goodness, 2 weeks on Saturday, which means 2 weeks on Friday, I will be painting.
Yeah, I've really got to do a bit more. I've got the next couple of nights at home and the wife's at work, so...
Get them done.
Yeah, That's my only option, I think. But I enjoyed painting my Zangor. I was quite chuffed with.
Yeah, I like that.
It did look good.
It's a good scheme.
Really nice.
I have done a bunch, actually, to be fair. So we had to cat sit for a week. So for Tiff's parents, my girlfriend's parents. So we were over there, and while I was there, I managed to build the team tray for the Dead Punchy team.
Amazing.
They were all put together anyway, so they're all primed now. Brown, obviously.
Of course.
And shaded, so they won't take long now to get them painted and done.
That's cool.
The halflings turned up, including the pitch that we'll be giving away, and built the halflings. The halflings are so cool.
Yeah, they really are quite cool.
They are so cool, and the heads are kind of interchangeable.
That's sweet.
Generally speaking, each one of them's got at least 2 heads that fits it.
Okay.
There's one guy that has 1 head that fits, but some of the other ones just fit anyway.
Oh,
so it's not like advertised, so I chucked it on there. But on this, and this is what I wanted to say, I mentioned earlier, is a dude on the community showed a picture of halflings with chaos helmets.
Yes.
Oh, it looks so good. They look so mischievous.
They do. And I've got some chaos heads upstairs for you.
Oh, that's sweet. I'd love to pilfer them
You can have them.
and glue some on. So I've built my halfling team, but I think, to run another one. And that got me thinking about, actually, halflings in 7s would be insanely good. Because they're cheap as heck anyway.
You have that over.
Normally you're only running a TV of like 660, something like that anyway.
I'll tell you what, they'd be brilliant.
They would, because you can get 11 halflings and your treeman. Or I think you can get, well obviously you can't have 11 halflings, 9 halflings and treeman, I think fits. And the halfling chef is legal in the 7th rulebook.
What, 100k still?
Yeah, and that's your reroll sorted.
Oh, man. Yeah, but that's assuming that they've got rerolls.
No, it doesn't matter. Halfling chef doesn't steal rerolls. It is on a 4+ you lose rerolls.
Yeah.
On a 4+ you gain rerolls.
Oh.
So if you're going up against a team with 1 reroll, if you roll 3 6s on your roll, you still get 3 rerolls. Yeah.
That's broken.
Exactly. So I'll be building a Chaos Halfling team for 7s, which I think will be great fun. That'd be great fun. So yeah, loads of hobby happening at the moment. I haven't started the pitch yet for Bonehead Bowl, but I'm going to try, and I'm going to go for an Egyptian theme, because that's what the guys in the group recommended. After build a pirate ship.
Those are, to be fair, pirate ship should come first, but I appreciate that's got a bit more to it.
I'll do Egyptian for this one, and then I'll go sewers for Sewer Bowl, because it's the Sewer Bowl.
Yep.
And then Tombstone Tournament, we'll see. But at some point I do need to do a ship.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
The graveyard might be more appropriate.
Graveyard would be perfect. Yeah. But to be fair, the desert tiles that you showed us did look really quite good.
Yeah, the colour scheme I like for that. And the other thing is that I was going to use the new Games Workshop Age of Sigmar random step set and just clone some. Then I realised that I actually had an absolute ton of tiny steps because the actual stones I just cut them down a bit, and you can make the stands really easily. So sweet. I started making that. I'm going to make one segment, probably mould it and cast a bunch of them.
Amazing.
Because that'd be cool. Because then when we do, because the idea is, and I don't know if we can pull this off, but I'm going to try. As at Bonehead Bowl, we want to have table 1, and I want to try and stream that throughout the day.
That would be brilliant.
So I want to have a really nice pitch for that one.
Yeah, I agree.
So I've got 2.5 weeks. I've got a couple of days off left. Hopefully I can get it done. If not, doesn't really matter.
No, not the end of the world.
But yeah, could be really cool. But
awesome.
that is it for me for hobby.
Awesome.
And that I think is everything.
I think that is everything.
Okay, let's talk some real Blood Bowl. Okay, so our first topic for the episode, I have classily titled Blockwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Oh, I like it.
I was going to go Bonehead Basics Wizards, but I thought that was Blockwarts.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, now my Hogwarts mention earlier makes it a bit
more sense. Now I need a little castle with all the different types of wizarding.
Oh no, we just made a Hogwarts, Harry Potter Blood Bowl variant. One for each house.
Quidditch.
Yeah, okay. Quidditch. I had a great little Quidditch card game when I was younger.
Did you?
It probably wasn't very good in hindsight, but I liked it. So, we mentioned this a couple of episodes ago. That we would talk through wizards because we didn't do the wizard for the Chaos Renegade team.
No.
And I think there was another time we didn't talk about them as well because we haven't really touched upon them before. So, the wizard is back.
It is.
It used to be in CRP. It's on Blood Bowl 1. Is it on Blood Bowl 2?
It is on Blood Bowl 2.
It's on Blood Bowl 2. So this incarnation is slightly different, but there are more to choose from based on the team that you're running.
Yep.
So The halflings have just come out. They don't have a wizard. The wood elves have been spoiled, but generally speaking, it's going to be a couple of months before they come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we've got a
August
little,
time.
and this way we can do all of the wizards that have come out so far, and then when the team comes out, when we do the inducement section, we can talk through their wizard.
Yep.
And there's a bit more of we kind of set the scene a bit better.
Yep, sounds good.
So every wizard that is a wizard is 150k. There are some wizards that are not wizards, and we'll come to those as well. But generally speaking, every one of these wizards is 150,000 as an inducement. You can take up to one. No team may hire more than one wizard per match.
Mm-hmm.
Note here that Horatio X. Schottenheim is a wizard. So he is the special assistant staff guy.
So does that mean that you could take him with a wizard, or would he be special assistant guy and wizard all in one?
No team can hire more than one wizard. Horatio X. Schottenheim is a wizard.
Okay.
So he takes up your wizard slot.
Okay.
So he gives you 2 less good fireballs, doesn't he? One's per half.
Yes.
Yeah. So, that's one to bear in mind. We're not going to cover him here, but we'll cover all the actual wizard inducements. The disclaimer is as follows. All wizards are infamous coaching staff, and hiring wizard will take up one of the 0 to 2 infamous coaching staff permitted. Wizards other than Horatio, however, are not named characters, and there is no restriction on both teams fielding the same type.
Okay, cool.
Wizards should be presented in games by a suitable model on the sidelines, both for the look of the thing and to act as a reminder that a wizard stands ready and waiting to help out. A wizard can be used once per game to cast one spell from their repertoire in either the first or second half, but not both. Once the wizard has been used, remove the model.
I like that.
If you do not keep up payments, you may lose your house. So we will start off with the first and wizard. Well, the wizard that's available to every team, which is the Hireling Sports Wizard. It's in Spike 1 and it's 150k. He's got 2 spells. The first one is Thunderbolt, which is...
It looks like a fireball.
It is the fireball, because the lightning bolt has gone. It's been replaced with something that does the job almost as well, but it's not quite as overpowered. Because on BB1 and BB2, the wizard is a pretty no-brainer, go straight for it.
Yeah.
These wizards are slightly toned down, which means there is still that choice. Do I take Lewd Grip? Do I take a wizard?
Oh, okay.
You want that choice. You don't want it to just be like, I'll just take a wizard and sort of 2+ and knock the guy down. No. So we now have Thunderbolt. Cast either at the start of any of your turns, before any of your players performs an action, or immediately after your turn has ended, even if it ended with a turnover. So you start at the beginning, you cast it at the beginning of any player's turn, basically. Yep. Choose a target square on the pitch. Roll a d6 for every standing player that is in the square or in a square adjacent to it. On a 4+, that player has been hit by the fireball and knocked down. If it's a 3 or less, the player manages to dodge it and he's fine. So roll a 4+ for any model that's adjacent and the model itself.
It's not bad.
Make an armor roll, and you are using Mighty Blow. So you do some good rolling, you can knock out a bunch of guys. It's great at the start of your turn against a cage.
Oh, yeah.
You target the ball carrier. Even if he doesn't go down, you should take out one of the edges of the cage, so you should be able to get a decent blitz.
Yep.
This will be really good for you to use with any team that's got a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Basically, because they are absolute blitzing machine.
Yes.
Even if you don't have anybody to take out the other 2 people, he's still blitzing at strength 6, and your ball carriers are somehow always strength 3.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much always strength 3.
So he goes down to strength 4, so you're still getting a 2-die block. The bad bit would be if it doesn't go down and you end up frenzing into the middle of the cage.
Yeah, then
so you've got to manage it.
Possible problems there.
So I think this is a great little spell for a cage. If you're playing against a team that doesn't cage, so Skaven or Elves or someone's in the backfield, it's very risky.
Yeah, it's less of an option, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so a 4+, it does what you want it to do. But if you don't make it and you're going for a single guy, it's okay. But grouped up, absolutely brilliant. The other spell, so that's one of his options. The second spell is Zap. Again, cast at the start of any of your turns before any player does anything, or immediately after your turn. Target any other player and roll a d6. If the score is equal to or higher than that player's strength, that player turns into a frog for the remainder of the drive, after which the coach will secure
If the score is equal to or higher than the player's strength, that player turns into a frog for the remainder of the drive. A natural roll always fails, and a natural 6 always succeeds, regardless of their strength. At the end of that drive, they turn back into their original.
That's great against your gutter runners.
Well, yes, ish. The most important thing is that I'll read the frog stat line. Move 5, strength 1, edge 4, armor 4.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Dodge, leap, no hands, stunty, titchy, very long legs. So it's running around wherever it wants to go, but it's got no hands. So if he's got the ball, basically, boom, he loses it. So yes, against the gutter runner, 2+, he turns into a frog and he drops the ball. So it's like lightning bolt, whereas it works on a 2+, and will pop the ball out, but it doesn't have the negative connotations of immediately mighty blowing. So,
yeah,
which is cool. If the player was carrying the ball, they drop it and it bounces like they drop a ball.
Yep.
And if the frog is injured, it will be badly hurt and miss the rest of the game. At the end of the game, it's fine. So the idea is you can take out the player really easy because he's armor 4, but if you kill it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're always going to be okay for the next game. But then again, that's a perfect way of being able to take out that gutter runner.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
Or something
it's
like
going to
that.
be incredible to take out gutter runners. If a gutter runner's got the ball and you've got this wizard in hand, 2+, he drops the ball, turns into a frog, you run over and blat him.
Yeah.
And hopefully the gutter runner is out for the rest of the game. But there is that chance. So it is actually downgraded from the old lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fairer.
I think I prefer this.
Now there are always those rolls, you're going to roll a 1. But
Yeah.
that's always a thing. And if it was automatic, it would be no fun.
Agreed.
So, you've got 150k, you want to take a wizard, which you run this wizard.
Yep.
You don't have to choose a spell at the beginning, which is very useful.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Which of these do you think you're going to use more?
Generally, you're going to use the Thunderbolt, I think,
I think so too.
because of the caging. You've got more bashier teams than you have low strength edge teams.
The great thing is you've got options for both. You're playing Skaven, you're going to turn somebody into a frog.
Mhm.
If they cage, you're going to blat them with the Thunderbolt / Fireball. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
I like it. You've got something for every occasion.
Mm-hmm. So that is the Hireling Sports Wizard. So that's your basic wizard. Everybody can take it. Now we're going to move on to some of the more esoteric ones that are fixed teams. So the Chaos Sorcerer. Thank you. The Chaos Sorcerer is Chaos Renegades, Chaos Dwarfs, and Nurgle. So all your Chaos dudes.
Sweet.
The sad thing... No, it's not sad. It's fine. I was going to say, Khorne can't use it, but Khorne can't use it.
Khorne doesn't exist, in theory.
Well, no, it's just that Khorne doesn't like spells, despite the fact that its new power is casting the best spells in the game.
It's a prayer.
It's a spell.
Then it's a prayer.
So, the Chaos Sorcerer has got Thunderbolt. Same as the normal wizard. So that does the same thing. So you pick a dude, roll if you're strength or better.
No, that's the 3 or higher.
Oh, you're right, yeah. So it's got Thunderbolt, same as the other one, which is your Fireball. Hits an area, roll for everybody there. 4+, they go down as if they're hit by Mighty Blow. So really cool. The second one he's got is Rampant Mutation. Start at the beginning of any of your turns. Just your turns. Before any player performs an action. Choose a player on your team and roll a d6. On a 2+, that player gains 2 mutation skills of your choice until the end of the drive. So on a 1, it does nothing. On a 2+, you get to give it Horns and Claw.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Straight off the bat. Or, 2 heads or Big Hand.
Oh man,
yes.
My goblin.
Your goblin, you just go straight for the Big Hand.
Big Hand. What would be a good one with him?
I'll give him Horns.
Horns would be a good one.
Goes in, picks up the ball, blitzes out a strength 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, with that horrible goblin.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, if he does get a strength up, I'm going to set him on fire. So if the result is a 1, however, the player becomes a mass of flesh as raw chaos just turns into a tiny little chaos spawn. And he gains Disturbing Presence until the end of your next turn, but otherwise has no other effect. So there is no downside.
No, that's not bad, so is it?
On a 1, he gets Disturbing Presence, which is the better of the 2. So Foul Appearance is the one you have to block on a 2+.
It is. So
This one is the one that affects the entire area. So
it's 9 square radius.
basically, so if you're running Nurgle, and this doesn't work out, you just get another DP guy.
Yes, that's not horrendous.
That's really cool. I like that spell. I think that's really cool.
I do like it. It's very, very thematic.
Very thematic. I don't necessarily think it is going to be as good, and I don't think you'll use it very often. But every now and again, that will come in really handy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you've got, for example, I've obviously got the Ogre and the Minotaur. Now, if I played against a Dwarf team, I would definitely consider giving my Ogre Horns and Claw.
Exactly.
Because you've got two guys with Horns and Claw. It would just be brutal. And then just stall that drive.
And that's the end of your drive, so you can just milk it for as long as you've got it.
And just keep on going. That would be insane.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing at some point this season.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I like that one. It's thematic, value's good.
It's fairly balanced, I think.
You can take that knowing that it will give you a toolkit at some point to do something different. But also, you don't massively suffer from the loss of the
Zap.
frog spell.
No.
Because the frog spell is great when you're playing against low strength, high edge teams. But if you're up against another chaos team, an orc team, sort of lizards,
no,
you've got this. Okay, fine. It's still going to work on like a 4+ or a 5+, but actually you might be better off just sticking with either the fireball or taking that skill, taking it so that you can put some mutations on your guys. I like it. I think it's cool. So this one is the Druki Sports Sorceress. So the Dark Elf Sports Sorceress, and this can be taken by Dark Elves and Elven Union.
Cool.
Because of equality.
I wonder if the Wood Elves would be entitled to it.
I doubt it.
No.
Elf Union is made up of Dark Elves as well.
Ah.
Yeah. So Thunderbolt. So this has got the Fireball spell as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderbolt spell. Same rules. It also has 1,000 cuts. Cast at the start of any of your opponent's turns before anybody does anything. Target any opposition player. On a 3+, that player's movement, strength and agility are reduced by 1 until the end of the drive.
That could be brutal.
3+, okay. His move, strength and edge are reduced by 1. I'm not sold on this one as much as I am Zap.
No.
This will limit a guy for a drive, but the other one is...
You've got a potential of taking the player out.
Most players are of strength 3, so Zap would work on a 3+.
Mm-hmm.
This spell also works on a 3+, and all it does is removes buffs its stuff down.
True, but with Zap,
yes,
it's based on the player's strength.
It is.
So you could roll a 3+ and reduce an ogre's movement strength by 1, so become a 4 movement, 4 strength ogre.
And edge. So
Well, yeah, but you're not really going to do much with your edge, are you?
It's always a 6+.
It is always 6+. Which it would be a lot more difficult to be able to get that with a Zap. Again, if you give a Minotaur that, give a Minotaur -1 movement, -1 strength. Right, but he's still blitzing on strength 5, but he stops being that threat to the to what do you call it? To the big guys.
I think it's a good option actually.
This is more of a big guy one. This is against the bashy teams. This is the whole point, isn't it? It's to try and give you that sort of.
And the whole idea is that these are inducements, so you can go, ooh, I'm against Skaven. They don't have a Rat Ogre. I can just go for the Zap because I know that it's always going to work on a 3+.
Yep.
Okay, I'm against the Chaos team, an Orc team where there's strength 4 guys, there's strength 5 guys. Yeah, 1,000 cuts might be better off. And if you don't need it, you've still got the excellent Thunderbolt spell.
Yeah, there is that. You're not sort of limiting yourself to only the one. But the other thing as well, right? Looking at that, say for example they've got you're playing against Wood Elves. They've got a level 5 War Dancer. Absolutely incredible piece of kit.
Yeah.
And then you knock him down to -1 movement, -1 strength, -1 edge.
If you've got a strength 4, edge 5 Wood Elf War Dancer, you basically take away like 90k's worth of stats.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Which could happen. Can you imagine having that against your edge 5 gutter runner?
I'd still rather turn him into a frog and punch him. But that's just me.
But then this is again going on the strength.
Ah, but it would be even, so it would still be 3+. But it does give you a toolkit, like you say, and you do get to choose. It would be really funny against Khemri, actually.
Yeah, it would be quite funny.
Oh, edge 2, now you're edge 1.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you are never doing anything.
That's just thrower.
Ever.
Can't pick the ball up.
But like you say, it's quite a useful skill to use against one of their key players. So like a star human thrower, you know, a guy that's got edge 4. They're the quarterback.
Yes.
You take him down to strength 2, edge 3. He really can't do anything,
No.
and you punch him, and hopefully he dies. It's a bit of a shame that the armour's not reduced by 1 as well.
Yeah, I thought if you're going to do it, go whole hog.
However, it's still not a bad skill, and it's one for the toolkit. The next one we have is from Spike 3, which is the Horticulturalist of Nurgle. So this is Chaos Renegades, and the Nurgle team. So Chaos Dwarves miss out on this one.
Oh, real shame.
So this is a first one of our wizards that doesn't have the 2 standard spells. So the first spell is Vigorous Growth. Cast at the start of any of your opponent's turns before any player performs an action. For the duration of this turn, just this turn, so at the beginning of their turn you cast it, and for the rest of that turn, that player suffers -2 modifier to dice rolls when going for it.
Oh, I like that. End of a half.
That is super specific.
It is.
But also, that will do what you want it to do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so go for it. It doesn't matter. Well,
It's
to
a
be
4+.
honest, if you're going into the end zone, they're going to roll 1s all day.
Oh, of course.
But until that point, 4+ is huge. It's really huge. I like that. The other spell they've got is Strange Fauna. Cast either at the start of your turn or immediately at the end of your turn. So like almost every other spell. Choose an empty target square anywhere on the pitch. Choose D3 opposition players within 2 squares of that square and roll the D6. On a 4+, that player is knocked over by demon plants. Nice. And it's knocked down.
Demonic carnivorous plants of prodigious size that erupt from the loamy earth before rapidly rotting away to nothing.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Apparently Spike 3 was the one they used the thesaurus on. So, yeah, D3 guys within 2 squares of that square get knocked down. And again, that is Mighty Blow and Nurgle's Rot.
See, that's brilliant.
Isn't that great? So it's a bigger splash zone than the Thunderbolt.
It is. With the same...
But you're not guaranteed to get as many players. D3. It's up to D3.
Okay, yeah.
But if they're going for a wider cage, actually, I mean, that's 5 squares apart. 5 squares apart. If you roll a 3, you can take out 3 dudes in a massive beaten zone of 25 squares.
That's quite cool.
So you go from 9 from the Thunderbolt to 25.
Yeah.
But you're only hitting D3 of them, and it's on a 4+. So it's it's not the most efficient spell, but you do still have your splash attack.
I like that. That's quite cool, with the potential of getting a free player.
So, would you take the Nurgle guy or the Chaos guy? Or, in fact, the normal wizard? Because you run Nurgle quite a lot.
I don't know if I'd take that. I tell you what, if I was playing against an Edge team, I would probably take... I don't know. I'd be tied between whether to take the Horticulturalist or the normal wizard. One, because of the Go For It.
The Go For It is a massive... Yeah, that is, but it is quite situational.
Very specific. I think I'd go for the normal one, to be honest.
I also think you go for the normal one, although seeing Strange Fauna work out would be amazing.
Particularly if you get a player.
Yeah,
it's a shame that...
I know what you're going to say. Go for it.
It's the D3.
Yeah, I know.
It should be, if you're looking at it, you should be going, okay, up to 3 players in that area.
Yeah.
I think the D3 is one too many.
Or,
maybes.
2D3 or D6.
Yeah.
Because, rolling a 1 or a 2 is going to be rubbish.
So annoying, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because you're getting one guy in that zone and it's still only on a 4+. I think it is slightly underpowered. I think maybe 2D3 opposition players, or, like you say, up to 3 opposition players.
And then you get that choice.
But it's still 4+.
Yeah.
Then you've got, compared to the Thunderbolt, where it can be up to 9 blooming guys on 4+, now it is a guaranteed 3, but in a bigger zone. Would have been a decent balance.
Yeah.
But, so I think that's what takes it slightly below the league of the other spells.
I agree.
The other wizard.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But the Go For It is very cool.
Go For It's amazing.
Yeah, that's situational, but will do the job. The next one we have is the Sports Necrothurge from Wizards, from Spike 4. This is for Undead, Necromantic, Tomb Kings / Khemri, and Vampire teams. Okay, again, this one doesn't have any of the regular spells, which I kind of like, because every team can take the regular spells anyway. So, it makes you choose.
Yeah.
But I do like these ones. Incorporeal is the first one. Cast at the start of any of your opponent's turn. Target one of their players and roll the dice. On a 3+, it becomes strangely incorporeal. The player gains the no-hand skill and will immediately drop the ball if it was carrying it, causing it to bounce. Additionally, the player loses all of its tackle zones. Incorporeal lasts until the start of their next turn.
I think I'd rather have Zap.
Yes, and so the good thing about this spell is on a 3+, it takes anybody's tackle zones away for one turn each.
Good on a guard, isn't it?
It's good on guard. It's good on lots of things. Hilariously, it completely takes tentacles away.
Huh.
Yeah. So they've got a big guy on a 3+.
point.
That dude now has no tackle zones and no tentacles and does nothing.
That gets really abuse and noble for nothing.
I mean, it can still block things, but still, yeah, it's interesting. I really like this spell because taking the tackle zone away and making them drop the ball means that it's actually quite useful against whatever situation you've got. If you're hitting the ball carrier, they'll drop the ball, they'll drop it. If you're hitting the side of a cage, I don't know. There's just some stuff you can do.
But that's on a 3+.
It is.
Which you're probably looking at doing with a normal ball carrier, as we spoke earlier. You're not really a strength 3 guy who picks up the ball.
Yeah.
So if you've got a strength 3 guy that picks up the ball, you could do Zap anyway.
Exactly. But this is more useful, like you mentioned earlier, against the big guys.
Yes.
So say in this horrible scenario, your ball carrier or one of your key pieces is based by a big guy. And you need to dodge away from him. Actually, you just bamf him into a ghost and just run away.
There is that.
It's really quite cool.
Bye-bye now.
It's really quite cool. I don't think it is as good as turning him into a frog.
Yep. But it does have its specific uses, doesn't it?
But like you said, with the millions of cut spell, is that it always works on 3+.
Yeah. I suppose looking at it, that would be great against the likes of Tomb Kings. With your big guy, your mummy.
Yeah.
To be fair, you want to use it against the players against the teams that can use it. Which is
actually, yeah,
strangely sort of
a really good point.
Yeah, but no, I suppose it is again. It's more of a situational one, but yeah, you'd have to make that decision just before you play it, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah. It's an interesting one. The second spell it has is the Van Haleble's Dance Macabre. Cast either at the start of your turns. No, just literally cast at the start of.
Any of your turns?
Yeah, cast at the start of any of your turns before a player does anything. Roll a d6. On a 3+, every skeleton and zombie player on the pitch gains +1 move, +1 edge, and +1 armor until the start of your next turn. So in a mirror match, this affects theirs as well.
Yeah.
Okay. The idea of everyone getting +1 move and +1 edge is awesome, but when you are playing skeletons and zombies, they are move 4 or 5 and they are edge 2. So it's not like all of a sudden they can start dodging out of places or they can make a run for it. This is that they become humans for a round.
I don't like it.
No, I think this one is basically useless.
Yeah, it really is.
It could have been so cool.
But again, I suppose that's also situational, isn't it? What if you've got a couple of guys that are just too far away?
It is situational, but I think from the building of those wizards, you can only really have one situational skill and one general skill as a bundle. If you've got two situational skills,
which they both are,
they kind of are, it limits the affordability. I think they've missed a trick here. Now, when we did our AOS team design competition, one of our entrants actually came up with a spell for his guys, which was give everybody jump up, as like the idea is that they're being raised up again for the round. Using this spell and giving all of the zombies and skeletons jump up and +2 edge, not +2 edge, +2 movement.
So that'd be quite cool.
Would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Would have been really interesting. I think they've just undersold it. Even +2 movement and +2 edge.
Yeah.
Drop the armor. Would have been cool because everyone's.
You're suddenly looking at that going,
okay, right, on a 3+, all of these guys get up and everyone is moving 2 squares faster. Like, oh my god, that's a huge impact.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Regardless, I didn't write these rules, so they're probably more balanced than mine would be.
Yeah, we do this, don't we?
Oh, massively so. So, the sports Necrothurge, the incorporeal is very cool.
It is.
The other one is basically unusable, which
I agree.
for me means that anybody can have it wizard is better.
Yeah, the hireling sports wizard
is just generally
is a better option, yeah.
So, those are all the wizards that are wizards, with the exception of Schottenheim, who is technically a wizard.
Yep.
We now have a wizard that isn't a wizard, is Weather Mage instead.
Yes.
So this is from Spike 2. 0 to 1 Weather Mage, 30,000 each. A Weather Mage is not a wizard inducement and may be induced in addition to another wizard.
Yeah, mages aren't wizards.
Yeah, sucks to be you, buddy. Yeah, you're still not a real wizard.
You're an almost.
Not a proper wizard. Yeah, Mudbloods. Third Heritage reference in there. No, not Mudbloods, that's Squib.
Squib.
Yeah, not a wizard. Should be, but you've never quite made it. A Weather Mage may be used once per game at the start of your team's turn. Roll on the weather table, modifying the result by either plus or minus 1 or 2, which gives you a huge
This massive turn.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you roll a 7, you're still stuffed. If you roll a 6, you can drop it down to a 4.
No, you want it at 5.
Yeah, so 6, 7, 8, nothing.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, you actually do get to choose.
That is fairly good, isn't it?
This is quite useful. The resulting effects last until the start of your next turn, replacing the existent weather conditions. At the start of your next turn, the replaced weather conditions will return. What it does mean is you get nice on everything. Everything? Nice is 4 to 10, isn't
4
it?
to 10.
So you cannot get so yeah, you can choose to have nice weather regardless. If you roll boxcars, you drop it to a 10, you've got nice weather.
Mm-hmm.
So what this does mean is you take this for 30k, you're playing in the rain, you need to pick up the ball. You're playing in a blizzard, you're playing in the one that limits your throwing or whatever.
Pouring rain. No.
Yeah.
No, it's
Blizzard.
Yeah, that's the one that does slow, short and quick, doesn't it?
And go for it as well, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of weather styles out there. There are also more weathers for different pitches and different tournaments. You take the Weather Mage, and you know that for one turn, you get to play in nice weather.
Yeah.
And it lasts until the start of your next turn. So again, there is a chance of rolling a weather effect that will affect them. So you could kick off to them and then just cast a weather, basically, and hope that you get rain or a blizzard or something that slows them down and affects them for a turn. If they need to do a one-turn touchdown, that could be really useful.
But interestingly, what it says is if you choose sweltering heat, you've still got to apply those effects at the end of that drive.
Yes, note that if the drive should end before the start of your next turn, a changing weather result on the kickoff table may change the weather conditions again. If this drive does end before the weather conditions change back to those that were in effect before the Weather Mage was used, the effects of the current weather conditions are applied. For example, if the Weather Mage has been used to create sweltering heat, when the drive ends, apply this effect.
Which is quite cool.
You're quite right, yeah. So that's a bargain for 30k.
You know what? Particularly if you've only got 40.
Exactly. Everybody hates having 40k. It's the sweet point. It's like, I have 2 skills more than you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm.
Well, now, actually, for one turn, you get to make a bad weather effect go away, or take a gamble at causing a weather for me to...
And you're not losing anything.
No,
by taking it.
It's a free roll.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
I mean, there will be some times where you get to choose between, do I take Lewd Grip, or do I take the Chainsaw Guy and a Weather Mage?
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and you get those decision points, which I'm a massive, massive fan of. Okay, so the last wizard missing is Horatio X Schottenheim, who is the infamous coach from Death Zone 2.
Who's also a wizard.
He does count as a wizard, despite being listed as a Master Mage, so that's just really rubbing salt in the wounds
So
of
a
the
Master Mage is the same as a wizard?
Yeah, but a Mage is not.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, you've got to level
Maybe
up.
you just...
Level up.
Not got enough experience.
So he is available to any team. And once per half, Horatio can cast a fireball and throw it at the opponents. He can do this at the start of his turn's team, blah blah blah. He can do this at the beginning of any of your turns or at the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Choose a target square anywhere on the pitch, then roll for scatter.
Oh.
Yeah. Move it D3 squares in the direction. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Roll 1 dice to hit each standing player in that square or adjacent to it.
Okay.
On 4+, they get knocked down, and they do count as being hit by the mighty blow.
I don't like that.
It's once per half.
Yeah, but can you imagine you put it slightly nearby, and then it bounces back and smacks one of your guys?
And that is why he is only 80,000.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's worth the risk now, isn't it?
Exactly. So he is not the full 150 for a wizard. So you've got a choice of having 150k, and that fireball hits exactly where you want it to. Now, you might roll 1s and 3s and absolutely miss everybody, but you're going to have that guaranteed effect.
Yeah.
This guy, it scatters D3 first, then lands, but you get to do it twice. So the wizard you kind of use tactically. Horatio, you just kind of chuck him up there for 80k.
You almost want to use it right at the beginning of a half.
And you know what? 80k is not a lot of money.
No, and that's it. I mean, you still use your 70k for...
Generally speaking, all you get
a
for
keg.
that amount is a keg. Or a cheerleader, or, the weather mage.
You can now get hireling.
You can. But he might not be a bad punt for 80,000.
That's what I was just thinking. Obviously, if you're a goblin team,
That's
you can't
right.
take him anyway, can you?
Yeah, any team.
Any team can take him. Right, you wouldn't want him on a goblin team.
I don't
Because, well, yeah, but you're looking at the same money as Bummer Dribble Snot or...
Well, while that is factually accurate, if you are a goblin coach, that should not matter to you.
No, you should be considering that.
You should go, I've already got a bomber, now I've got another one.
But this would be good. If you've got 3 guys on the line you're facing off against, right?
Yep.
A couple of guys on the wing. We're talking like just a standard sort of makeup here. 1 at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 3 random guys somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
If you put that right in the middle, you've got a good chance of hitting someone.
Yes, you do.
And you could do that at the start of both of the halves.
It's a huge variance. There's an absolutely huge amount of space it can land in. D3 scatters, so the first one does still scatter. So you're looking at 4 squares, 4 by 4 in either direction. Which turns it into 1, 2, 3. So it's a 49 square radius where the ball can, where that fireball can land. Sure, it hits everything out around there, but it's big. It's.
I'd love to use that against dwarves where they put everything right in the middle.
If you get it right, it's wicked.
Yeah.
You got to do it twice a game. If it scatters off, you might only hit a corner.
That's well worth considering for 80k.
80,000, it really isn't. Yeah, I like it.
You know what? I'm coming round to that.
He still counts as your wizard, which I think is a very good decision, because I'm thinking, oh, cool, for 230 you could have both this guy and the fireball guy and just have an absolutely
It's just fireballs everywhere.
So, I've already started brewing up a wizard tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, unlimited wizards. There are rules in the old Blood Bowl land for using wizards on pitches.
It's even mentioned on the little quotes and stuff at BB2.
Yes.
Because there's something about it where wizards used to do it from the sidelines, but they were forced to bring it onto the pitch.
And I imagine they will die.
And then the wizards kept dying because all they did was being annihilated by
There you
people.
go. We'll have to do an episode about wizard players.
Yes.
Because I know we spoke about it when we were doing our Age of Sigmar nonsense.
We did.
Yeah. And I think there could be something cool in there, especially because the Dungeon Bowl is all about wizards. And actually having some wizards on there would be cool.
Yeah.
Would be cool. Anyway, guys, that is everything for that topic about wizards. We're going to move on to our next one now. Okie dokie. So the second topic is a quick one, hopefully. Hopefully. I was looking at some minis the other day, looking at some Age of Sigmar miniatures, thinking, what could I use these for in Blood Bowl, because they're quite cool. And I was looking at the tiny ginger dwarf men.
Fire Slayers.
Yeah, the Dwarf Fire Slayer guys. And I was thinking, oh dude, this would make a sweet Slayer team. And then I was like, you could use them as Norse. They've got armor 7, they've got some frenzy, they've got some block.
That makes sense.
So great representation of what a Slayer team would be like. And then Rick, the Iron Man of Blood Bowl, friend of the podcast and occasional host, did flag up and was like, Ben, you need to check out my dugout teams because there is in fact a Slayer team on there.
There is.
And I was like, I'd forgotten about these teams. He'd shown me ages ago. So we thought we would just quickly talk through them. There is 4. And I've not seen a lot about them, so I can either assume they hit, splashed, everyone was like, this is garbage, and then moved on.
I think there's a mixture, because not many people know about the actual Blood Bowl app that Games Workshop released, which is what this is.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And then there wasn't a huge amount of fanfare on it. I think they kind of did it and thought, oh, hold on, this isn't working, and then abandoned it. But in the time that they had it, they created 4 new teams.
And then no one's ever done anything with them.
But they're cool.
They are cool teams, and they fit in the miniatures. Sort
Yes.
of,
Well, yeah, you
one
could...
one of them doesn't, but the other
No,
ones
you're
fit.
right, one of them doesn't.
Yeah.
However, what, from my point of view, and probably from yours as well, we create different teams. We did that whole Sigma thing and created our own things.
Love it.
They're already doing this. These could have been, may still be,
Yeah.
the next round of teams.
So, we'll start at the top. Pestilent Vermin team. So this is your Clan Moulder. No. I don't know, actually. Clan Pestilence.
It is Clan Pestilence.
Yeah, the Clan Pestilence, Skaven. So the Skaven disease dudes who are nurgly. So they've got 0 to 16's novitiates. I think there's an I missing from that. Anyway, novitiates. 50,000, 6337. So standard Skaven for 50k. But these guys come with Disturbing Presence and Mutation on a normal.
See, that's cool.
It is cool. It is also just that is. It's not strictly better because they're one slower.
They are.
I like that. Yeah, all right. I've convinced myself that's okay now. So they're your linemen. Then you've got 0 to 4 Pox Flingers for 50,000, 6337, with Bombardier, Pass, and Secret Weapons. So I think they're the Poison Wind Globadiers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
0 to 4 Secret Weapons. So they're Bombardiers. So you can have up to 4 Bombardiers with Pass.
That's great, isn't it?
It's insanely good. Ash 3 as well.
But you're only ever going to use one at a time.
Because you only get one
pass action at a time.
Pass action. I don't think throwing a bomb counts as a pass. Throwing a dude counts as a pass. Throwing a bomb doesn't count as a pass. But you can only do it once per turn anyway. So you can only use one attack.
Okay.
So there isn't much point in running more than one on the pitch at once.
No, you wouldn't mind having 2, I suppose, would you?
Till you blow one dude up. And then Secret Weapon. So that's quite cool.
Yep.
Then you've got 0 to 2 Poison Keepers for 100,000, 8337. Okay, so they're gutter runners. A little bit slower, a little bit stronger, less agility. They've got dodge and stab.
No secret weapon.
No secret weapon.
That's quite cool.
It is very cool.
But 100k. How much?
100k. Well, they just get stabbed for free.
There is that. And if you can start getting a couple of level ups and give them multiple block, because that's a general skill, isn't it?
Multiple block is strength, so they need doubles.
Is it really?
Yes, you need
That's
doubles.
awful.
That's why Dark Elf Assassins aren't great. It's because they need that double to
Right.
get. If it was general, there would be quids in.
Yeah.
And that would fix that position up.
Mm-hmm.
0 to 2 Cardinals for 80,000, 6338 with block and horns.
That's cheap.
It's awesome.
So that is a human lineman
Yes.
with block and horns for 30k
Block
extra.
and horns for 30k. They got general and strength as well, so you can go the guard, mighty blow route on. They've already got horns, so you just frenzy block horns these guys, and they're wicked.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
And of course a rat ogre, which is a standard rat ogre.
Yeah.
Reroll 70k, which I think is fair.
Yep, I agree.
The kind of theme with these teams is they all are a little bit too strong.
Yep.
But again, an interesting way to play.
I like it.
This is Blood Bowl at 11, whereas our mixed teams is Blood Bowl at 12, I think.
Yeah, okay.
This is Blood Bowl at 11.
Yep.
So that's the Pestilent Vermin teams. I can see you running your linemen, taking a couple of Bombardiers.
Yeah.
You've
But
got
it's the
to
Poison Keepers.
take the Poison Keepers for the movement.
Mm.
And you've got to take the Cardinals because they're your blitzers. You could do it, and it'd be a really cool team.
Yeah, it would look good as well, wouldn't it?
It would look really good, and the models for the Clan Pestilence they're really nice models.
Yeah.
You could run that, and it would look really good. Now this is the team that I stumbled across, or Rick hooked me up with, which are the Slayer Hold teams. So 0 to 16 Beast Slayers for 60,000, 6337.
Cool.
So that's agility for a dwarf. With Dauntless and Thick Skull, normal, general, and strength.
Okay.
They're your linemen. They are Norse without block, but Dauntless and Thick Skull instead.
For 10k.
So I love this because Dwarf Slayers, their whole purpose in life is to go and get murdered by something awesome, but to try first. Dauntless means that all of your linemen can fight anyone.
Yeah.
Which is wicked.
Well, yeah, you're blocking your
Yeah.
You're blocking an ogre on a 1-die block with 2+. Is that right?
I think 3+.
That's 3+. Well, yeah, 3+. That's still not bad, is
It's
it?
not bad at all. They've got Thick Skull, which kind of counters out Armour 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really good.
I like it.
0 to 4 Troll Slayers, 90,000, 5328, block, Dauntless, Frenzy, Thick Skull.
So that's a normal troll slayer.
That is your normal Troll Slayer. You can take 4 of them, which I think is wicked.
Whereas it's 2 in a normal team, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was thinking 2 dwarf boxes. I've got my dudes.
Mhm.
Got 4 Troll Slayers anyway. chuck those fire dudes in as your beast slayers and convert a couple. Or
That's cool.
0 to 2 Skaven slayers, 70,000, 5, 3, 2, 8. Break tackle, frenzy, nerves of steel, thick skull. I can't get my head around this positional.
That's really odd, isn't it?
Frenzy, fine. Thick skull, fine. Break tackle with strength 3 is only good because they are edge 2. Right. Now they're 70, so they're cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for 10k more, you lose Dauntless, you lose an agility, you lose a movement. Once a turn, you can dodge as if you had a mighty edge 3. And then you get Nerves of Steel, which means it's 4+ to pick up. No, does Nerves of Steel?
No, Nerve Steel is catching regardless of tackle zones and passing, ignoring the tackle zones.
So I really don't know what they're doing. Because your normal guys are dodging around on a 4+.
They're almost trying to build them as throwers. Oh, see, I went throwers because you're not really going to want to try and run away with a 5, aren't you?
No. Kind of, yeah.
But you can move if you manage to pick the ball up on
So,
and they've got passing as a normal skill.
They do have, yeah, you're right. They are your throwers, but they are just exceptionally bad at it.
Yeah,
They're a worse thrower than the Khemri thrower.
they are.
Which is
which is atrocious.
Massively impressive. Then you've got Dragon Slayers at a feeble 170,000.
Oh, look, I have 3.
Yeah. Except you can only have 2. 0 to 2. So move 5, strength 4, edge 3, armor 9. Like this.
Okay, so it's a
Chaos Warrior.
It is a Chaos Warrior.
But this dude comes with block, and Juggernaut, and Dauntless, and Stand Firm, and Thick Skull, and General Strength.
Man, that's fairly impressive.
2 of those, man.
That's
2 strength 4 pieces that come with block, and when they decide to blitz, they've got jugs.
give them both guards, stand them on the line.
So
Troll Slayers either side of them.
jugs. So, it's awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I dropped the Skaven Slayers because they're just garbage.
I don't know. I think you would possibly want to run one.
For the Nerves of Steel.
Nerves of Steel, get him sure hands.
Yeah. So these guys are 70,000 for rerolls. Dragon Slayers are awesome. Troll Slayers work well. Beast Slayers work well as your lineman. It's interesting having Dauntless as your normal skill.
Yeah.
The Skaven Slayers, sure, if there's a way to make it work, brilliant. I mean, you can level one up and get
I
a
think
pass.
you'd only want one.
Sure Hands isn't great because I get to reroll my 4+. Actually, that's a 75% success rate. Yeah, I just convinced myself that could work.
You'd only want one. 2 would be pointless.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a very different team. And it's dwarves without block and tackle. So that's sweet.
Yeah, it's true.
That's your Slayer hold team. I'm going to go straight for Savage Orcs.
Ah.
And we'll come back to the other team. So Savage Orcs are 0 to 16 linemen at 60k. 5338. So that is normal Orc. No?
No, because they've got armor 9.
So it's a slightly more fragile Orc.
Well, that
for
makes
10k
sense,
more.
because they run around basically naked, don't
Absolutely, but they come with Frenzy.
they? That makes sense.
So your entire lineup, your linemen, all have Frenzy with armor 8 and edge and strength 3. That's pretty decent.
That's not bad at all.
Slow human lineman with Frenzy for 60k.
The normal skill up is only strength as well.
Yeah. I
Which is
think that is
interesting.
probably because they've got Frenzy as a standard skill. And I think any more than that might cost a bit more. So yeah, they're getting the normal. So maybe when they level up, guard is what you're going for to help everybody else. And the fact they've got Frenzy.
Yeah.
And then you get on your doubles, you get block because block Frenzy is great when all the other guys have got guard.
Very true.
Okay, talking about block and Frenzy, 0 to 4 blitzers, 90k, 6338. So again,
Human
like
lineman.
Orc. Yeah, that's a human lineman.
But yeah, it's like an orc without the armor again.
Yeah, and it comes with block and Frenzy.
Cool.
Which is cool. 90k, you can have up to 4 of them. Block Frenzy's huge.
It is massive.
That's efficient.
Yeah.
And you get 0 to 4 brutes, 80,000, 4428 thick skull. So you get thick skull instead of the armor, and that's a black orc.
Yeah. Also with the blitzers, they're 10k more than a blitzer.
They are 10k more, but they get block. They get Frenzy.
They get frenzy as well.
They get Frenzy. Brutes only have strength.
Yeah,
So
brute
they-
strength.
Yeah. You get 0 to 2 throwers, which are 70,000, 5337, Frenzy, Nerves of Steel, and Pass. So, they drop an armor from the Orc. Frenzy, Nerves of Steel, and Pass. I think that's awesome.
Nerve of Steel is really good. And you're starting to look at making your blitzers
So it's a clever design because you use frenzy, you end up in bad places.
You do.
Generally speaking, if you end up in bad places, you have nerves of steel, so it doesn't matter. They're still passing and ignoring everybody around.
However, if you're using frenzy, that means you can't pass.
I know, but the idea is you get stuck in the middle of stuff. It's a cool fallback. And one swamp troll. I love this because it is a troll. It is a different troll. 130,000 instead of the normal 110 for a troll, is it?
110, yep.
5518. No, 5519. Loner, always hungry, mighty blow, really stupid, regeneration, and throw teammate.
This is 20k extra.
For one movement?
Yes.
For one movement. That's disappointing. I was expecting to see disturbing presence there.
Yeah.
Because the
smell of a
swamp river trolls have that little aura in Fantasy Battle and in AOS where they're just smelly. So disturbing presence should be in there, I think. And rerolls of 50k. I think you're going to need them with all the frenzy you got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's similar-ish to... I like this team. It's a lot of frenzy. Your armour's not incredible, but it really isn't that bad.
No, it's interesting. It's almost like a crazy human orcs.
Yeah, it's an interesting build. I think it might be a little slightly undercosted in places, or you might have too many positionals, or the rerolls a bit cheap. It just looks like you get a bit more than you do from another team.
Yeah.
From one of the core 23 to 6, depending on how you feel about stuff. And then the last team is the Human Nobility team. So this one I did hear about back in the day. I heard about the Savage Orcs and I never really paid much attention because people are like, that's just basically corn for orcs. Obviously it isn't, but it is. It's frenzy, therefore it's corn because people are Blood Bowl racists. Human Nobility. I heard about this because they were like, oh, it's Bretonia. But again, Blood Bowl racism. Human Nobility teams, 0 to 16 retainers. 70k, which is a lot for alignment.
That's a huge amount for alignment.
Dwarves can pull it off, but they have a lot of stuff. So movement 6, strength 3, edge 3, armor 8. So that's a human.
That is a human.
They come with fend.
So you're paying 20k for fend.
Which is exactly right. So, while that seems a little bit garbage,
it's not.
It is fair priced. And I think it's been brought in there to counterbalance the team. That's rain. What are you looking for?
I thought the cat was up to something. No, you're right. Apologies.
Then you've got 0 to 4 bodyguards. 90k, 6, 338 guard block. Okay, so they are one movement slower than a human blitzer, but they come with guard.
And block. So you're basically, that's a lineman with 2 skill ups again.
It is a lineman with 2 skill ups.
But they've got access to strength, which a lineman doesn't, I believe.
No, it's a blitzer that swapped his movement for a guard skill.
Yes.
Okay. Guard is great.
I quite like that.
Having 4 is really cool. Then you've got 0 to 4 throwers, 70k, 6, 338 pass. So they're human throwers without sure hands.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is the interesting bit. 0 to 2 princelings, 110k each, 7, 3, 3, 7. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Catch, dodge, pro.
I like pro.
Pro is cool. Catch and dodge is cool. So they're your catchers.
But you're paying 50k for one less movement.
One more
pro.
strength.
Oh, one more strength, true.
And pro.
Oh.
How much is a strength increase? You will
50k.
know this. Yeah. So for 70k...
You will know this.
You will know this. For 70k and a trade of a movement, you are getting 0 to 2 princelings who have general agility and pass. So they can level up straight into Nerves of Steel.
That's true.
And they're strength 3. Sure, their armour's a bit, not great, but they're a strength 3.
I'd be interested to see how they come off. Generally, when you look at 110k,
yes,
you're looking at generally a strength kind of guy.
You're looking at, or a war dancer.
What's a troll?
Excuse me. Yeah, it's a troll. I would rather have this guy than a troll all day long.
Oh, definitely.
This guy can do things. And then you can take up to 2 ogres.
That's good.
Yeah. So, and rerolls are 60k for this team.
Okay, that's not horrendous.
Is this a strictly better human team?
No.
If you had a choice between these guys and a human team, what would you think?
Human team. I think the human team. because I don't know whether you would look at the princelings as the alternative catchers and think that they're much better than the current catchers, because you're not necessarily looking to block with them. You don't necessarily need that strength. The strength is there as a defence. However, the bodyguards are quite interesting.
So let me flip this around. Okay, while they're armor 7, with 1 level up, those princelings become whatever you want them to be. You give them block, they're your blitzers. They're only strength 7. They're only armor 7, but then they are a blodging blitzer.
True.
Which is pretty great.
That's very true.
The slight negative is that Pro, while a very useful skill, should really only be used on rolls you don't mind not failing. Okay? So Pro is great on big guys.
Yes.
So, Boneheaded. That's okay. On 4+ I get to reroll it.
Yep.
Awesome. Bloodlust. Really stupid, maybe not, but it's a free roll.
Yes.
You've got dodge, so you're automatically dodging around anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You've got catch, so you're automatically doing that anyway. You try and pick up the ball with this dude, you're not going to use Pro.
No.
Because something like, I need to pick up this ball or it's over. So you use a team roll. At that point, Pro becomes useless. It's great when you've run out of rerolls.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, Pro is great when you're blocking. Because you're like, push. 4+ I have another go. But it's okay if I don't.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do something else with it, it's a bit risky.
Yeah, because you're starting to look at those rolls where you need to have the reroll as opposed to it would be nice to.
But it does mean that on 4+ he gets to reroll anything he wants to do.
That's true.
And that's why I think they make quite good blitzers as well.
Okay.
They've got the dodge. Yeah, I think that is a really great start of a positional. 110 is a lot for armor 7. So it is quite interesting. And while I actually do think these are strictly better humans, because you start with 4 guys with guard block.
Provided you can afford them, because you've got 70k linemen.
Ignore that. On a dwarf team, you get 3 rerolls.
Yeah.
You get 11 dwarves. 6 of them are positionals that cost more than your linemen.
Okay. Yeah.
These are 60k rerolls, so they're slightly more than the dwarves, but you can afford 3 60k rerolls and 11 players at 70k. And then you still have money to chuck in your other bodyguards. So 3 rerolls, 180. 11 players, 770. You're looking at 950 for both that.
Yeah.
Then within that, you can upgrade 2 guys to bodyguards, or you can drop a reroll and upgrade all of them to bodyguards. Like you say, it is a pricey one, and generally speaking, I think these guys rock, paper, scissors humans. I think if you played a human nobility team against a human team at 1100, these guys would just win.
You reckon?
I do. But I think against like a dwarf team or anything at 1 mil, these guys would not do so good. They've got some cool players. It's a cool team.
I'm not sure you're right. We should try it.
Nah. Nah, I'm not interested in this team. I think Fend it's just a nothing skill. Like, obviously it has rolls and it does do things, but on my lineman, having Fend is just bloat.
It's better to have wrestle.
Fend's the skill you choose for someone else when they've lost a bet to you. Like, okay.
Do you know what?
If you've got a general skill, you get Fend. Brilliant.
See, I would have Fend on a passer.
It's very
possibly
possible.
a catcher.
Yeah, to keep him back. Anyway, those are the 4 teams from my dugout. It would be wonderful to hear if any of you guys have played with any of them.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Savage Orcs and I like the Dwarf Team.
I'm literally the other 2.
That's cool. That's great. Okay, well, we'll tell you what. We'll get through our tournament season, and then if you're still up for it, we'll play with some of these.
I might make a Pestilent Vermin team.
That's pretty cool. And if you don't like that team, then we can just build a roster and chuck it in the Lunar League.
Done.
Yeah, I'm going to run my zombie one there.
Oh,
we'll talk about that on another episode. Okay, that's everything on those 4 teams, so we're going to move on to the star player segment now.
We are. So we are going to be looking at Scylla. We just worked out thanks to Google, wasn't it? Scylla Anfingrimm. Now, he is a Khorne legend, in all honesty. But according to lore, he was a Norse warrior, if I remember rightly. who ended up becoming one of Khorne's chosen and turned into this evil Chaos Spawn. And for some reason is now on the Blood Bowl field.
It did actually. It was a cross-dimensional thing, wasn't it?
It was.
Like, dropped out of the other universe and ended up playing Blood Bowl because that was where the violence was.
So I think that now means that Sigma is allowed within the Blood Bowl universe, and GW have already confirmed this. But anyway, before we start getting hate, what do you mean, Ben?
How to troll?
He is only available to Chaos and Norse. He's 250k, movement 5, strength 5, agility 1, armor 9. He has Frenzy, Thick Skull, Claw, Prehensile Tail, Loner, and Wild Animal.
Loner and Wild Animal.
Loner and Wild Animal. Now,
like everybody else.
He's amazing for Norse, not so much for Chaos, I feel.
And why is that?
Because Chaos have already got the Minotaur. Or you've potentially got Grashnak if you've got enough money.
Exactly what I was thinking. So he is quite cool. So let's compare him to the Minotaur style players. So Frenzy, yeah. Thick Skull, yeah. Wild Animal, yeah. That's the same thing.
Yes.
Strength 5, yeah. So he doesn't have horns.
He doesn't have 2 agility.
Not normally a massive thing.
He has extra armour compared to a Minotaur.
He does, but he's got claws. So instead of having... I don't know what. Did Minotaurs come with Mighty Blow?
They do.
So this dude has claws instead. So Frenzy claws is great, and that is a Yeti. So this guy is just a beefed up Yeti.
But he's not even a beefed up Yeti.
He is just a Yeti. He's
got extra armour.
He is just a slightly tougher Yeti with a prehensile tail. Now, there are going to be some situations where actually, having 2 Yetis is really not a bad thing.
No, particularly. You've got an opportunity of sticking this guy on the line and not worry if he gets hurt.
Strength 5 claws is he's still removal.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's still removal. You are most of the time blitzing with a strength 5 guy, and you're going to get the 2 dice. The advantage of the Minotaur is you've got the horns to get you to the point where you just need 1 assist to get your 3-die block, which is huge when you've got Loner, especially when you don't have block either.
But you're looking at spending an extra 100k over a Minotaur here.
Yeah.
Which,
generally speaking, for star players is probably about right. You always up.
There was a hike, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And Loner doesn't matter when it's a big guy.
Prehensile Tail's quite handy.
So the closest thing that Norse can take is Ice Pelt Hammer Blow at 330.
Right, okay, so this is an option if you haven't got 330.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's good.
Ice Pelt, yeah. I think we spoke about him a few episodes
ago.
We did. The guy is absolutely huge. And what's the name of the other guy they can take it just a little bit under? Deleting this bit. So, yeah, they can take Ice Pelt at 330 or Wilhelm Chaney at 240.
Oh, and you see, I love Wilhelm.
So, let's have a look at him because he's going to be the competition.
Okay, yeah.
He is going to be your competition. So, Wilhelm Chaney, Necromantic Norse Vampire, 240. 8438. With Loner, Catch, Claws, Frenzy, Regeneration, Wrestle. It's a tough one. It depends what you want, isn't it? So, Wilhelm Chaney will be a player that can catch things. And or Wrestle Frenzy, that's strength 4, which is pretty useful, and movement 8, which is huge. Or if you need some beef, you can take that dude.
So you've got a support function with Wilhelm.
Or you've got meat.
Wilhelm would be great
Scylla
as a safety against high edge teams.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad. I thought Scylla had strength 6.
I thought he did.
Which is a bit of a shame. Are you double checking?
I am double checking.
Yeah.
Something tells me that might not be correct.
Oh.
No, that's right.
Yeah, he does actually have 5 strength. That's a shame because I was hoping because that model is absolutely massive.
Yeah, that model makes him strength 9, I think.
So I was thinking, I don't know, at least 6 or 7. So you can take him, or you can take Wilhelm Chaney, which allows you to have a bit more assist. I really think it really depends on your build. Like you said though, I don't think you would ever take him in Chaos. And if you are running Norse, for the same amount, you can basically get a chainsaw and a wizard.
Yep.
And I'm thinking that after talking through the wizards today, a chainsaw and a wizard is a lot. That's going to make any opponent sweat for 250. Because you've got the double threat of, okay, I can cage, but I'm going to get hit by a fireball. I can make a break for it, but I'm going to get turned into a frog and then kicked to death. And if I don't do something, this 100k chainsaw, or 110k because it's Helmet Wolf, is mincing around destroying my line. That makes you sweat.
And if you use it on the frog, it's a 2+
Yeah.
to break the armour.
So there's those options, but those options are only temporary fixes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I don't think Scylla will see much use at all.
Yeah, it is a big shame. It is a big shame because it's an incredible model, and I love the idea of having a huge piece of rage.
I'd like to see him on a team that can't have a big person. Amazons.
Well, no, Amazons don't need anything. The only thing Amazons need is to lose dodge.
Forever.
Or be 60k each.
Just enough. Just enough to take the edge off.
60k would be good. And not having 4 blitzers. Anyway, that is a different topic entirely. So yeah, those are our thoughts on Scylla. That's everything for today, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
And don't forget, 2 heads aren't always better than 1.